Hello everyone, my name is Nani Nimor and my research topic is a cause of child labor in Myanmar. The purpose of this research paper is to investigate the cause and consequence of child labor in Myanmar by examining a path of economic, study why and how children stopped the education and became the child labor, looking into why law did they want to prevent their child labor. Before we go to the cause of child labor, 5 things you should know about child labor in Myanmar. 1.3 million child labor is 5 to 70 years. Agriculture center with the higher number of the child laborers. Over 600,000 child laborers are working in hazardous workplaces. 9.3% of children in Myanmar are child laborers, and 50% of the 12 to 17 years old work 60 hours or more per week. Why does child labor exist in Myanmar? Because Myanmar is one of the least developed countries, and one of the causes of child labor is poverty. According to Sanjay, more than 32% of the citizens who are living in the poverty line. Children need to support their lower household income. Children has less chance to study at school. So we are going to figure out why children have to support their lower household income and why they are not able to study at school. Examining a part of the economic illness can also be the cause of child labor. According to Pew, parents have to depend on children for their living expense because they cannot work anymore due to illness or other things like lack of job opportunity. Lack of job opportunity can also be the cause of child labor. According to the financial houses and lack of jobs opportunity of the parents lead children to leave the village and come to town to find a job and at tea shop and the restaurant to support their parents. So in Myanmar, it's difficult to find a job. So mostly children will quit the school and they will leave for their town, or they will leave for their village and then move to the town to be able to work at the tea shop or the restaurant. Okay, people in Myanmar were dependent on the famine and cashew fish according to the removing landless people becoming lack of job as their land and live which they usually do farming and fishing were not available for them. To be able to support the family, children had to go town and work. The situation in Myanmar is worse for those who do farming and fishing because companies buy the land and remove their area of farming and fishing. In the past, locals could do farming at those land and catch fish at those lakes freely at any time. However, those places are gone and their livelihood is taken away. So families have to send their children to town to find a job. So these are the root cause of the child labor. Study why and how children stopped their education and became the child labor. According to education, 1 in 5 children were not attending school in the 2014 census because those children were not only dropped out of school, but also those children were never attend the school. The reason that the children dropped off the school was because economic hardship forced many young children to give up education in order to work. And another reason is a free related to education were the main reason many children could not go to school. In Myanmar, the education fee is a very expensive and also is a very difficult for the student to pass the matriculation exam in Myanmar. According to 10, children work to earn and support their family, and children discouraged and less of interest in the school. So we will figure out why children have a lack of interest in the school. According to that, poverty families were not educated people and they belong to last household. In Myanmar, in a very poor family, if you have a lot of members, the parents cannot be able to send their children to school, so they will learn that to stop to go to school and go and work instead of studying. And the reason that make the children to lose interest in study because the quality of education in Myanmar is so poor and it became the main obstacle for children. So in education in Myanmar is based on memorizing, so it make the children to lose interest in the study. And you will see here English skill in Asia. We can see that Myanmar is have a very poor, very low English skill. Looking into why law on child labor are inconsistent, Myanmar law related to youth workers were not completely consistent. Minimum working age in Myanmar was 14 years. According to indigenous precarious factors, law based on child labor they need to be consistent in interpretation and use. Factory and general labor law in inspection department responsible for labor law. Observation for enforcement was stay weak. Labor inspector in Myanmar also are lack the apparatus and knowledge. So in Myanmar, the child labor law in Myanmar was weak and could not be able to prevent the child labor. Even though general labor law inspect department observe and try to implement to spot the labor law, their observation for enforcement was still weak and lightly operate and poorly resources. In conclusion, we learn about the three factors about the child labor in Myanmar. The first one, examining the impact of economic. The second one, study why and how children stopped the education and became the child labor. The third one, looking into why law did they work to prevent the child labor. So this is my reference. Is the end of my presentation. If you have any question, you can ask the question in the forum. Thank you so much for your time.